Also a member of the Association of Change, the Global Association of Change Management Practitioners. So why change management, you might ask? So I actually studied accounting in school, and I started my career as an investment banker. And until I left to work in a global management consulting firm, Accenture. And I didn't encounter change management until my third year, when I was staffed as a change management analyst on a modernization project for a public service agency. So through the project, and at first, to be honest, I was a bit skeptical because I felt change management belonged to HR, which wasn't quite what I studied in school, and which was a bit less structured than accounting that has its defined standards and rules and regulations. But as the project moved on, I began to see that there was more to change management than met the eye. So it had a lot of potential. I felt it had a lot of potential to help people change. So even on a personal level, you can apply change management to personal changes. If you're trying to get through a difficult time, trying to lose weight, trying to quit smoking, you can use the principles of change management for that. You could also use it in an organization. So maybe you're trying to implement a new system, culture, performance management system, a measure, and also on a social level. So you know how we all voted Buhari into power under the mantle of change. So if any of you know him, can introduce me to him to help me, to help apply. Because actually, it sounds funny, but you can apply the principles of it to try and even transform even a nation. So I do hope we eventually find the tool as exciting as I found it. And if not, I hope you're able to take a few things from our presentation that help you in your career as L&D people. Because thinking about it, learning and change are really synonymous. So for you to change, you need to learn how to do something different. And a learning intervention is only successful to the extent that the target changes his behavior in line with what he has been taught. So I do see that there's a lot of interface between change and learning. In my experience, so from that experience in a public service agency, I eventually left to consult as an independent consultant. So I consulted for Nigeria Energy, consulted for BAT, British American Tobacco, consulted for some other oil and gas companies, and generally through my experiences, I've been able to come up with a model for change management. So in summary, thank you. Yeah, my talk today, I'm going to pick on a number of points. First of all, I'll talk about change management generally. Then I'm going to adopt a case study approach. So I'm going to talk about, with all respect for confidentiality, I'm going to touch lightly on one of the most interesting change management projects I worked on. And I'll give you the background and context, what they were trying to achieve, talk about their change framework, and then dig deep into their L&D, because L&D was a core element of their change management framework. So I'll take you through the role the L&D function played, how they applied it, and then end by giving you hints on what to do if the organization undertakes a change and they need you to work on the project in an L&D capacity. So interestingly, change is a paradox. So everyone knows that before you improve, you need to change, and as Winston Churchill said, if you want to be perfect, you need to change. You don't just need to change, you need to change often. So change is important if you're trying to be the best you can be. But the paradox is that very little people are really interested in change. We say we want it, but we're not really willing to change, and we're even less willing to lead change. And why is that? Because of fear. So people are generally afraid of the unknown, and especially in the workplace, you've established your territory, you understand the way your job works, you're on top of your game, and all of a sudden someone is trying to change your role, change your org structure, change your job description, change your function, change your technology. So your first response of people in such a situation is usually resistance. And studies have shown, there's a Deloitte survey that showed that resistance to change is usually the number one reason why projects don't achieve their results or ROI. So other barriers, and interestingly enough, I think there's a survey of CEOs that we asked Deloitte asked CEOs what are the top 10 reasons why changes or projects don't work. And at least 5 of them were related to change management. So firstly, resistance to change, like I said, people don't want to change. Secondly, inadequate sponsorship. So people at the top, they don't walk the talk, So they may say they want to implement a new performance management framework, but they're still rewarding people, or they want to implement a new culture. They're still rewarding people that embody the old values and ways of doing things. So people don't really take it seriously. It's just seen as one of that thing management is throwing around. Unrealistic expectations. So you start the project, tell people this is what it's going to be about, read the video and change the whole process. So you start saying, actually, instead of saying nobody's going to lose their jobs, and then the video start leaving. So automatically you lose credibility, people don't take you seriously. And the change is not likely to succeed. Then the case for change not being compelling. So you need, especially in this part of the world, people tend to think organizations just change because leaders say they change. But you need to explain what is in it for the individual person that needs to change. So they need to see the why. Don't just come to change because it suits your agenda. Everyone to an extent needs to be compelled as to why is this change important. Uncertainty, and of course when there's no change management program. So I think McKinsey did a study of different projects that had a change management function and projects that didn't have a change management function. And the projects that had a change management function reached about 30% return on investment, while those that had a change management function reached more than 100% what they initially planned in terms of benefits and value. So even though this seems like the soft stuff, hand-holding, getting people buying, politicking, the impact really affects the bottom line. So what is change management? It's a structured approach for transitioning people from their current ways of doing things to the future way of doing things. And it's necessary because usually when an organization makes an effort to change, it affects different things fundamentally. Business as usual, ways of working, org structure, roles, performance management, and everything. And there was a story when I was doing my change management certification. There's a story I was told that I would like to share now. It's not enough to build the ship, people have to sail it soon. So in a nutshell, it spoke about the Vikings. So like in ancient folklore, the Vikings were people that pirates almost, and they made a living through their ships. So either they would use the ships for merchandise or they would wage war. So ships were very like we call competitive advantage for them. And then one day, one smart Viking came up with the idea, oh wow, I can re-engineer the ships to move twice as fast and use only half the manpower ordinary ships use. So he told the king of the Viking that man was impressed. Okay, very good idea. So like the CEO, to bring it to to current situation, he told the CEO, maybe say the innovative Viking, maybe head of IT or project manager. So he told the CEO, I said, okay, this makes sense. So what do you need? Told them, okay, I need this money, I need this time. And the king had a war coming up. So like, will these ships be ready in time for me to fight this war? So of course, definitely, showing the Gantt charts. Of course, we're going to make this happen. So he said, okay. He gave him the materials and the man started working. So meanwhile, people in Viking land will come and peep. And that Noah's Ark phenomenon of what is this person even doing? Then they will come and peep and look and say, I don't know what there is rumors now started circulating that ship is going to sink anybody that enters inside. You can't try it, or your life is in danger and all that. But man was blissfully unaware, meeting his timelines, scope, quality, the right materials. At the end of the day, he delivered the project on time, on schedule, to budget, as far as was concerned, perfection. Which is way project managers like to think, all the metrics, all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed. So now met the king and told him, okay, presented it to him. So we've done the work. And I was like, okay, fine, very good, excellent. What starts tomorrow? So men, go and gather men to, board the ship, let's start. That was when they realized that nobody wanted to enter that ship. They're like, this ship that we've been hearing all the days want to kill us. The project manager was like, no, it's not going to sink, it's going to need even half the manpower. And now starts speaking English, but by then people are not convinced, they're not going to enter. So see, the king just lost patience. was like, you know what, drop this one, just bring the old shift, please. I have a word tomorrow to fight. You go and sort out your headache. And he used the old shift and he went. So the project manager was distraught. I said, what did I do wrong? And he followed the project plan, I executed to perfection. Then he ignored the people's side of the change. The truth is that if people are not won't get on board what you're doing, any innovation, any transformation in a company, you're not going to get your return on investment. So yeah, so that's in a nutshell is what change management does. So so that's if you like stories, and you can use that to sell change management. If you like charts, this is another way of saying what I just said. So most projects have two goals: financial and non-financial goals. The financial goals are quantitative, so like net present value, improvements in NPV or IRR, and what drives those benefits. So first of all, time to proficiency. So how quickly are people going to use what's let's use a system. How quickly are people going to get on board with the new system? How change management helps that is through training and so forth. Another issue is, are people able to use it? So if the organization structured such that it's seamless, that is done through organizational alignment. Change management does that. Are people willing to use it? You'll be surprised. You can send someone for a training. Just goes back to the desk and he just decides maybe gets cold feet. You trained him, but you don't know what's in that system. So you probably need to coaching, to stakeholder management. That's also the realm of change management. Then does the system work? That's change readiness. So that's the financial benefits change management can deliver. It can also deliver non-financial benefits. So employee morale, which as HR people, many of us are very interested in. So in a situation where people don't understand the reason for the change, or they're not engaged or involved, or they feel we're going to lose our jobs, morale sinks. So change management helps to improve that through constant and right communication and engagement. Communication is impersonal, while engagement is like meetings, putting things together. Then also customer satisfaction, knowledge retention. So after you change, how do you warehouse this, have like a repository of knowledge that people can keep going there over and over to reinforce the change. So that's done through sustainment. So this, in a nutshell, is what the Value Change Management Act. So who does this? Who is usually involved in this kind of thing? It's a top-down approach. So usually there's an executive committee made up of the CEOs or the sponsors or CFO or CIO or whoever is in charge of that function that's affected by the change. You also have the impacted communities, people whose jobs will change as a result of the work. Then you have the change agents, who are usually what we call, some people call them change agents, some call them change champions, some people call them super users. They're just like the people, the apostles are supposed to go out into the organization and sell the gospel of change, like the go-to people, the first people to be trained, people that train others, like the role models that help sell the change within their environment. So, and then, okay, when should change occur? So I've used the example of an IT deployment. There's something called the change commitment code. So what it says is that, so how many of us have been involved in ERP, IT, deployment, SAP, anything like that? Quite a few. So I'm sure you'll be familiar with some of these milestones. So at the preparation phase, when you're just getting the team together, what change management should do is make sure people are aware and even know that something is happening. And when you get to blueprints, so when you start designing what it should be, people should start understanding what change is going to happen. That way you start pulling them together, having meetings, engagement session, workshop. Then at the realization phase, which is when you have like user acceptance, feasibility and things like that, that's when people should understand how the change impacts them. So maybe they start getting the first exposure to the system. They're like, okay, so this is like you explained that day. This is how it's actually going to play out. As I go live, people should be committed and prepared to do the new role. And then post go live, they should adopt it. So it should no longer be seen as a change. It should be seen as the way we do things around here. Only when you get to that phase, then you can be said to have been successful. And there are things called change readiness assessments that we usually administer at each of these touch points, like a pulse check or a survey, to find out, okay, have people moved, are people aware, Have they moved to understanding? Have they moved to engagement? And to get people to each of all these, there are change management interventions. So it's really quite scientific. Some people almost think change management at the end of when it's 2 days to go, like you just come together and train people, or you send an email from the top. That's an ad hoc approach to change management. It can really be more systematic and more objective. So there's a model from my experience, I've come up with something like a change model that I use in my projects to help me drive change. So first of all, I believe change always starts with people. So you first of all have to analyze who your stakeholders are. And in analyzing stakeholders, you need to create a vision and know what the end game is. And then from that vision, you know who is affected. So you know, okay, these are the stakeholders. You talk to them and find out, how do you feel now about the change? And then where do you need to be? Because interestingly, going back to this call, not everybody needs to get to adoption. So say, because like I said, that there are so many different kinds of stakeholders. The regulator, if you're in a bank, CBN is a stakeholder, but CBN does not need to be committed and adopted and fully on board. It probably just needs to be aware that this is going on. Or your suppliers, say you're implementing a payment system, you don't need to push the same information to them like you push to people that do the work. You just need to understand, okay, going forward, instead of sending an email, go to the system and you do it. So you start by analyzing your stakeholders and developing like a management plan for each group of stakeholders. What do you need to do to get them to where you want them to be? Then you assess the impact on people's jobs. And you don't do this alone. You get people together and tell them, because you might be designing your ideal organization in your mind, but if you don't involve people, then you don't know what you don't know. So you don't get their perspective, because they do the jobs day to day. So they are the ones that will tell you, this configuration, there's no way it's going to work. Why don't you do it this way? So through that, we're able to assess the impact of the change. Then you plan the effort, get your arsenal of tools, execute, and then when you go live, you keep reinforcing. Work of change management doesn't end when the change goes live. You need to keep reinforcing it until it's no longer a change, it's now business as usual. So that's about change management. Now I'll go into the project I told you about that which was as a case study. So why do they want to change? Nobody changes for the fun of it. So really, it all started with a report, a bit of competitive intelligence. So there was a report in the industry that showed them that they were, contrary to what they thought, because they were doing very well with efficiency and all that. It showed that their competitors spent £586 million less than they did on costs. And it took them by surprise. So, meaning there were opportunities for them to reduce their costs and improve their margins. Also, looking at the macroeconomic environment, there were lots of challenges from regulators, from consumers, and from illicit traders. Then also looking at the structure of the organization, it was unnecessarily complex. So the way they grew, it's a multinational. But the way they grew is that they acquired companies. So when they say they want to go to Angola, instead of going to static, they just look for the largest company in their industry then acquire it. Then when they want to go to India, they'll acquire. So naturally what it meant is that if you leave Nigeria and you go to the London office, you think you've gone to a different organization. Because the way they do things there is completely different from way they do things in your own part of the world. So they realized that they were not maximizing their economy, they were not leveraging their skill, because everybody was doing things the way they wanted to do. So they decided to come up with one single system, one single set of processes that would be standardized everywhere. So if whatever version of SAP they were using in London would be the same across the world. Whatever processes, whatever, everything will just be the same. So as you can guess, it was a huge change. Looking at their numbers, they were doing quite well, but they still saw that there was a need for them to change. This goes into a bit more detail about, but the bottom line is that they finally decided, okay, we need to do something different. Even in West Africa, they were getting lots of competitors and regulatory restrictions. So basically, what do they want to do? They want to change their business process, their structures, their governance frameworks, performance management system, data, risk, and IT. So you can see the scope was quite massive. And what did they try? What did they want? They wanted to have a leaner, fitter, more agile, and transformed company that would, of course, create higher margins. And there were lots of challenges. So major challenges: changing mindsets, corporate culture, complexity, shortage of resources, all the things we talked about. And then there were key things that we realized they needed for success. You can see that 80% efficient training. So it's key, it's obvious that training also needed to be executed effectively to support that transformation. So these were the critical success factors. They needed to train more than 15,000 people and enable them to do their jobs effectively. They needed to manage the transition of more than 5,000 people into new roles effectively while minimizing disruption. They needed to bring 1,000 leaders on board, and they needed to engage 100 GMs and top teams to understand how their business was changing. So as you can imagine, this was quite an interesting project. In fact, I think at the point they boasted that they were the largest SAP project in the world at the time. So what was their change framework? There were 4 key focus areas: L&D, considered testing, learning and capability development, case for change and new direction, stakeholder communication and engagement, and then leadership and sponsorship. There were different outcomes. I will send you the slides, so I don't need to belabor the point. But under L&D, what they needed was to ensure that employees understood the new processes and ways of working and were brought on and understood the need for the new processes. Also, they needed to ensure that people were trained in ERP, they could perform their tasks effectively and they want to change. They also needed behavior changes to be embedded, and then they needed to capture and share all their learnings. So the other bits had to do other elements of change management. So looking at the change products. So at each phase of the deployment, these are the deliverables they needed to create. If you notice, training kicked off in earnest from realization. So looking at role to position maps. Role to position maps are for each, every position is made up of several roles. So even as the change person, as I was saying, you have to do L&D, you have to do communication, you have to do, what we did was we marked all roles to positions, use that to develop a detailed training needs analysis, use that to create a training schedule, use that to create training content. I explained how the training content came about. Use that to prepare the trainers, and then in final prep, we executed the training and then administered the training evaluation report. Yeah. So okay, this is in a high level. Still said what I just said. So design. We started in phase 1. We reviewed the barriers and enablers as things that would either help or hinder training in that organization. Then we assessed how ready they were for the training. So we designed, delivered, and executed the training. Then in phase 4, we transitioned to BAU and then captured learning. And these are critical success factors. A key bit, we relied heavily on HR. So HR, in fact, before I came on board, the former head of organizational change and communication was the HR director. So but I think after a while, they moved him out of the role and they brought me to head the change management team. So HR is really very key, as you can imagine. Out of all these things, you can see there are quite a lot of roles that L&D played in it. So that change readiness coming in. So we use this to measure people's commitment at different stages of the journey. So for, like I said, I don't want to, where we don't have so much time. So I'll just, you'll get the slides, but for awareness, these are all the things we need to ensure people are aware. So engaging the top team, using BAU, face-to-face briefing, and all that. For understanding, these were all the things we did to make sure people understood. So these were more like workshops and direct discussions and animations, so that people knew how things would change. Then for realization, that was a lot of engagement. So you can see HR, VP, and line manager communications. We have roadshows, we have functional engagement, we have business briefings, we have videos, and then we started counting. When it was 100 days to go, like we started counting we started, we installed like a gadget on people's laptops. So that when you come 100 days, 99 days, so it created a bit of a buzz, so people were engaged like, okay, this is actually going to happen. Then for commitment, okay, that was close to go live. That was when we kicked in with the training and then the go live campaign. And then after we went live, there was what we called hypercare. So that was when we were trying to support growth and bring out lessons learned. So now that's about the change framework. And now drill into the L&D. What did the L&D function do within this? This was the training side. We started with the TNA, training needs analysis, that helped us understand who and who needed what training. So we had the roles position mapping that mapped all the roles to positions, and then we now use that to realize, okay, this person, because his role is changing, needs this training. It was a huge stretch, quite a bit of work. So after we did that, we now had, because it was a global program, so all the materials were developed in London. I think London was ahead of it at the time. And then they now cascaded into the regions. So the role of everybody was now to localize because regardless of the fact that we wanted everything to be standardized, because Nigeria, a branch of Coca-Cola in Nigeria is probably not doing all the things that the branch of Nigeria in Chicago is doing because of the sophistication of the market, the maturity of the market and things like that. So there was still preparation. So some people, you'd be surprised, people that actually did the training were employees, because you're in L&D, but that doesn't mean you're an expert on everything that goes on in the organization. So naturally, like I said, we selected a few of them, super users, exposed them to the material early. They were the ones that did the localization because they knew the work. So they localized the global material to the environment. And then we now gave them train the trainer sessions that they could improve their training skills. So we prepared them for the training. We just help coordinate. The super users were the main trainers. And these were their responsibilities. They studied the global training materials and familiarized themselves with them. Then they supported the training needs analysis. So they were able to sit in and go like, okay, this guy, the one that does this, he needs this training and all that. So it made it a bit more seamless. They were involved in the user acceptance test, so they were able to gain some hands-on experience. Then we coached them on how to deliver and use the training kits. They also delivered end-user training, like I said, virtual training for those roles that did not change materially. So the global training materials was deemed to be suitable for the local requirements. We didn't bother duplicating, so they just had like webinars. Then we also gave them simulations for hands-on practice. Then we also had self-paced, so self-study. So things that were not too detailed, we gave people, and then they went and read on their own. And then we had workshops that were like live demonstrations using the live system. And then we had two types of training. We had the transactional training that the super users could deliver. And then we had the complex training that we had to get experts, SMEs, from the regional and global team to come and deliver. So this is our calendar. So this just explain it. The idea is to give you a sense of how long some of these things take. So you see the training needs analysis started in March and we concluded in August. Then the training schedule, we started working on that in May and concluded in October. So basically because of the size of the people being worked on. The global, regional and local tiers. So at the global level, they created their approach and the tools. At the regional level, they planned training and executed it. And then at the local level, they now executed. So this goes into more detail about what was done in the community. And then in the local end market, we had training managers who worked with the super users to get the whole. I think it was a 24-month project. So yes, it was 2 years. Sorry. You have to fight for it. Because if you don't start early, you find out you keep on extending the life, and that doesn't help your business. So you need to, which is why I put in all this so that you see the detail. Let me explain. It's not just training now, right? Explain what you have to do, and then that helps get you engaged. Then you need to engage us. Don't think it's helpful. Don't try to do everything yourself. So try and appoint these super users and engage them early enough to give them time to get to know the training material. Then also engage business leaders early to allow them to manage employee attendance and training costs, because that was one challenge we had. So in the case where an entire department is changing, if we didn't have time, if we didn't have enough time, we have said that, okay, it's not everybody in machinery department trained on one day. Then the supervisor will say, okay, so you want to just shut down my department for one whole day, so it's not possible. So you have to be giving people two. Then you tell people that imagine if you're under pressure and then your project manager is like, are you okay? You're training and there are only two people in the class. Try explaining that these are the only two people that the supervisor allowed to leave. That's going to give you a lot of headache. So it's better to just let people know ahead of time so they can build that into their planning. And also encourage supervisors to, we have learning groups, weekly learning groups. It's one thing, you can't just give people, even though you have 24 months, you can't just give people training material, so you have 6 months to learn it. Every week, you break it down. If you say that 500 people, you break it down. Every week, make sure they have learning group sessions, attend, and everybody has to give feedback on what they learned. That creates the kind of accountability, so that you're sure people are doing their work. Not that you get to the end of the learning period and find out that you didn't learn anything. And then, also we raised all our queries to the regional training lead and shared actions across the team. Then keep your training schedule updated with the latest security matrix. So that was a big headache. So we had to keep on, we had so many iterations of that training schedule, because when they made some changes, because we did the training schedule and then went into realization and UAT when they tested it initially. So that would now throw up so many changes, meaning our work had to change. So it was just crazy. We just kept on updating and updating. But it was important, you train people for a system that does not exist. Then make sure the end users have been engaged through change. Thank you. This was very key. So the reason why people sometimes think change management is equivalent to training. So it's not, just when you develop a system, just train them. The truth is, before people get into a room to sit down for a training, if you're going to maximize training, you need to have answered a few questions. So they need to know what is changing. They shouldn't just be seeing it for the first time when they're into the training. They need to know why. They need to have grappled with it, and because sometimes they have pushback. If you just expose somebody to a change the day you bring him into the classroom, he will probably just see something and he knows in his actual class will not work, and he will tune out and you lost him. You might just be sitting there. His mind is like people are because if you had engaged them earlier, maybe like in a group session, you have been able to air their views, and then you dialogue and say, okay, this is how it can eventually work. So when they're going to training, they're already engaged and they buy into the change. So you can't just wait. Don't just slam it. Don't just show people the change. When they attend the training, you need to engage them before. Then of course, PC skills, ERP skills, people at different levels. So there's a time we had to train people in the factory. So of course, you don't have to start going. I had to start with questioning. Do you know how to use a mouse? Do you know what a CPU is? Do you know? Because you can't. So we needed to take them through some of those rudimentary trainings before actually doing the real, actual on-the-job training. So you need to build that in. Then consider your audience. Not everybody's going to have the time to spare for formal classroom training. So which is where you can think of other flexible ways, self-study and all that. Then try and schedule all your, like I said, time. Time is really a factor. So you need to schedule all your content training there. So eventually, we had our global transformation project. We delivered changes across the business. Informally, I didn't put that in the slide, but like I said, it was a global deployment. So every office deployed. We're like deployment group 3. So already, more than half of the business had deployed before West Africa went live. So we learned that when our deployment was over and our MD went to the regional meeting, that they all gave his peers all gave his standing ovation, that after they saw the results, were like, for the first time, Nigeria or West Africa using the rest of the world in something that really, was seamlessly done, and they gave him a lot of commendation for that. So eventually, the the project was a success, and L&D was a key element in the transformation program. So who knows, tomorrow, if your organization is involved in some kind of training, you might also be asked to either work with the change team or be on the project team. So I do hope this will give you an insight into something that is useful if you ever find yourself in that situation. So thank you very much. Talk 7 minutes about managing change. So that's the website. I also have a LinkedIn group, Leading Change in Africa. If you join, if you search for it on LinkedIn, I'll have to invite you. I usually upload the latest news and things and information about leading change. Then there's a global change management certification. The way project management has PMP. So I told you I'm a member of the Association of Change Management Practitioners, and in August 2015, just after this project, I was selected with a couple of other Nigerians to help define the global exam in Dubai. So that was in August 2015. Then in May 2016, the exam was launched. So it's now something that can be taken in any part of the world. And my organization, in conjunction with Workforce and another international organization, we have the license to train people in Nigeria and prepare them for the global certification. So I think the requirements are at least a minimum of 3 years doing some kind of change management. What it does is that it helps establish, if you've done some change management work, and it helps, it's a useful credential that you can use and prove to the marketplace that you actually do have the skills to manage change as an L&D person, which I think is a key component of your work. And of course, it's always nice to have your name CCM after, nice letters after your name. So yeah, so we hope to start the training in first batch of training, hopefully latest by June, end of May or early June. We'll start having the training session. So if you sign up to my website or LinkedIn, I can give you my card after. We'll let you know what the cost is and what the venue is. Most likely going to be there. So the cost and the time. So if you're interested in getting to know more about change management.
My name is
Okay, what do you want?
I'm calling from I would like to draw you back a little bit, because currently we are going through change, and I'm one of the user change agents where we are bringing in ERP. Have you ever, you talked about your success. Now I would like to know your challenges and how you managed it. Because presently we are facing challenges, lots of challenges. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where, okay, let me use the word where human resources, human management is faced with people that are more or less like related to the MD, one man business. They are related to the MD or MD's wife. It's a big company. Chikasin Group, A to Z Petroleum. And then when you're trying to pull them up, they are dead. What can you do?
Okay, that they are resistant to the
Yes. They won't go for training. They won't get certified. If you go through your competency, whatever, you will see that they are the ones that has no training certifications. No, and they have nothing. Old humans. And you have to face management.
So what's the role of this person? What's the role of this person?
It's not a
member of the project team.
But I just want to know how you were able to instead of change their mentality and know actually that if this company falls, they cannot get something better outside their brothers or uncles or daddies or relatives.
Okay, well, also, in that kind of case, yeah, good. I like where you ended. So you said, regardless of how powerful people are, nobody is more powerful or more important than you, right? And if it is in the organization's interest to change, and that person is resisting change, then maybe what you can start by doing is, I don't believe you should be confrontational all the time. So you can start by saying, first of all, there's something in HR called the ally principle. So meaning that people are more likely to collaborate with and work with you if they feel you're on the same team. They're willing to go out of their way because they kind of feel you have their best interest at heart. So even so, you can start by finding out what person's interests are, explaining how that change is going to facilitate what that person wants to achieve. Just find a way to soft pedal at first and see how how changing is going to further their own interest. But if they now refuse to comply, then just have to flag it. Because the truth is, if they don't change and they make your work difficult and you don't succeed at the end of the day, then probably, if you don't flag it, you're going to take the blame as the person that was incompetent, not them. Do you understand? So honestly, if you're going to do change anyway, it does require a lot of courage and fortitude. You can start, be like what they call an iron fist in a velvet glove. So be nice outside, but still continue to stick to your principles and be very clear what needs to be done. That's what I think. But we can still talk later after.
Can I help add to that?
Okay.
Now that organization is probably owned by someone who all these people are very comfortable with being related to him and all of that. The owner of the company, what value are you delivering to the person? So that person is thinking in terms of my financials, I want to grow, I want this organization to live beyond me. You need to be able to prove value to that person. And then that person will be the one selling you to those people.
Sorry, let me also add to that. Apart from that, you also need to show the impact of those people not getting on board. So if you have a new ERP and supposed to maybe reduce costs and things like that, and the people are not working to get it to happen, then you need to go back and say, look, and sit with the MDC or whoever, look, this is our goal. We want to reduce costs. This area is supposed to reduce costs, make us more efficient, increase our revenues, Now I have a challenge, but that's after you have engaged those people. If you engage them and they're still not giving you results, then you have to go and sit down with the MDC and say, look, this is where we need to go. You may also need to have that conversation first with the people. This is our end point. We want to reduce costs, we want to do this, we want to do that. If you're not able to get on board with this is what we are risking that we're going to lose. At the end of the day, they either get on board. If they're not getting on board, go and sit down with the MDCO. He's the one that will place that hammer down straight. Yes. You people can, even though you're my brother, at the end of the day, I don't have a business to run. You won't be here. So you need to show the value of the impact of them not getting on board. That will get you the results that you want.
Okay, question then.
First of all, I'd like to add something to that before I ask the question. I've worked in an organization where nepotism was so high. It was so high that we did interviews, and after the interviews, the CEO said, dump that list. He had people who had not even gone to school, and it was a technical field, and he was saying, put them in those places. Eventually, I voted with my feet, but what I learned is, most likely you'll find out that they are a group. You can start with there's always a key person in that group. Get the key person in the group to buy into the vision. And that key person is the one who is going to sell it to the rest. After you do that, if you're still having resistance, then you go have the discussion with the CEO. But once you have that key person in the group, it's not going to be obvious that the key person is your ally. Because the key person still has to be seen in the group as one of them. So that is a way, I don't know what you'll call it, to break into that group. And every time you have something to sell, that will be the person or persons you will use to sell your agenda. Okay, my question is this: the super users, were they rewarded in any way?
Absolutely. So definitely, we first of all, okay. So there was the formal reward for being a member of the members of the super user committee. They had a special T-shirt which was different from what other people had. That kind of identified them as the subject matter experts. They were the go-to people. So I think it gave them informally, it gave them an elevated level of esteem. They also got a personal letter from the MD thanking them. But then we also tried to help it impact their promotion and things. Because what we told them was, the project manager sent an email to the area lead, that's like the overall CEO, telling him, giving him a list of super users, telling them they've done this, they've done that. And the area lead sent a personal email to each of them, thanking them for the hard work. And they took it and sat under it. So, sat on it. And then later, they started complaining that their boss gives them a hard time, doesn't let them work on the project. So my project manager said, that email that the MD sent, what did you do with it? Did you even respond to him? No. Did you forward it to your boss? And say no. Do you understand? So that kind of thing, you reply and copy your boss. Do you understand? So yes, exactly. So that eventually, if you don't bring such things to the attention of your immediate supervisor, when it's time for performance appraisal, that's not the time that you can say, don't you know I worked 80 hours on this, and then you now ask, so how does that affect my KPI? Exactly. So all those that was so people, most of them got recognition, and then if they carried their immediate supervisors along, in the long run, we expect we would have also given them promotion even in their normal line of duty.
So sorry, one more question. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, one more thing. So some other organization, when I was in Nigeria LNG, so some of the people that were super users then, of course, we also went well, and NMPC is struggling to implement SAP, so they got seconded there, and I think to also, so if there's also the reward of when you're seen as an SME, you can even be deployed to a similar project in another organization or a similar role. And then of course the learnings from that kind of thing is immense. So they are both formal and informal. But I'll leave my email, so I can send you like a super user engagement pack, because like you said, when you're getting people on board, you need to tell them what is next for them. So some of these things need to be formally spelled out. So I'll send that to you. So
Thank you so much.
And it says ACA stands for awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. So that's if you want to bring some kind of change in your personal life, that's a model to you. So starting with A. So say I said the weight thing. So first of all, become aware when you need to lose weight, when your clothes don't fit, or you start getting snide in maths, or you just don't like the way you look in the mirror, or the scale tells you. But which is communication, so you are aware, information reaches you. But being human beings, there's always an amount of lethargy that comes with change. So you may know you're big, but you don't want to do anything about it. Which not until desire comes in. And that desire comes in when someone senior to you, as human beings, that's how we are, impresses on you the importance. Maybe you go to your doctor for a checkup and tell you if you don't lose weight in 6 months, you die. You become morbidly obese and you can have a heart attack. Or maybe if you're married and your husband is now chasing one slim woman and you say, in fact, I think I need to lose weight. So that's when you now want to. Before you knew it, but you now want to. That's desire. Then K is now knowledge. So you start reading up, find out what's the calorie content of food, start exercise, things like that. And so go and learn more about how to live that. Then A, ability. So just because you know some of these things doesn't mean tomorrow when you're confronted with maybe a slice of red velvet, you may know in your mind that this has more calories than helpful, but for you to have the ability to resist, you need like an accountability partner, someone that can help you on track. It can even be visual. So maybe on your fridge, put a picture of a slimmer or 120 pounds. So when you're tempted to reach for what you should reach for, you just look at the picture and this is what's for aiming at. So that helps with the ability. And then R, reinforcement. When you finally achieve your target, you do something, give yourself a treat, change your wardrobe, you start getting nice compliments, and it helps make you not want to go back to the way you were before. So that's ADCA. You can use that ADCA for corporates or traditional. You can even use it in society. So let me use this Buhari case. So what I think they got it wrong. If they had used the ADCA method, they started with awareness. So it came for the election, and it was singing #change. Everybody knew about it. But the problem where he got it wrong was desire. So when Buhari got elected, what have made the policeman on the street say, okay, we have a new president in power, I'll stop taking bribes? Or even us in our jobs, because the truth is, change is not something that Buhari will do. It's something that everybody tries to change. Nigerians that wants to change. So there was not that effort. I feel we should have had that effort to cascade it into different industries, come up with a picture of what you're driving at, so that people actually know this is and want to have that change. Then of course there's the knowledge. So fine, you knew you wanted to change, but you didn't have an idea of because some of these organizations that have been to, like for example, when they have change programs, they have posters everywhere. So even the security guard may not know what all the changes entail, but at least he's conversant to the high level, he knows what we're driving at. So that kind of thing, that kind of knowledge should have been there. So he didn't, that was not done. There's something Leap Africa. Okay, let's even say, again, within the change, let's put ethical change. He said he was trying to eradicate corruption. It's one thing to tell people don't be corrupt. Another thing to, sell, ethical, find out what are people's values in the first place. So the Leap Africa has an integrity training that they have. So it shows people, you'll be surprised, many people don't even understand what qualifies as corruption. So if you're it shows an example and says, what would you do in this situation? You're in a company and there's an RFP asking for supply of goods, and your friend meets you and says, guys, let's go and open a company that will claim to supply this thing, and then we'll give the contract to that company and then we'll share profit. Many people may not even equate that kind of thing with corruption, or even go to university and then people are writing exams for that. They may think it's just being sharp, but I'm saying that knowledge transfer of saying, okay, these are values, this is what integrity entails, this is your code of conduct. That's how we pay. And ability. So when people actually in Nigeria start changing and becoming more ethical.
Because when Dangote was to do this ERP change, the SAT, he personally spoke to people. He would make out CDs of what he intends to sell, what his goals are, where he wants to be in 2017 and all of that. And it applies all of that, and everybody buys in because the CEO has spoken. So if you are one line manager somewhere because you are his brother or his sister and you are not aligning with that, I don't know, you will just find yourself in trouble because he is not a joker. When he sets his mind to do something, he sets his mind and he wants to do it, and he wants everybody to buy in and to key in. So that's one of the things the CEO, his role, because he is the sponsor. And once you have the sponsors buy in a project, and then somebody is one line manager somewhere and is trying to pull him back, that person will find himself in trouble. So your CEO needs to sit up and know what he wants. Does he really want that project to take place? If he wants it to happen, he needs to talk more. That's the point I want to make.
From some people, from you, I think I face a challenge like this. What when you have a CEO, a situation whereby you are trying to drive change and you brought in some things, you develop some things, and the CEO is telling you that this is how I've been doing it. You can't just come and say this is the best way of doing it. And then another area is that what in the situation whereby we've identified some gap, especially in some particular employees, those particular guys are giving results when it comes to technical competencies. I think somebody talked about that during the training session there. But when it comes to relationship, relating with other team members, it has destroyed most of the things HR are trying to develop and trying to pollute other people's mind. But in the minds of CEO CEO is looking at the result this guy is producing. And this guy is damaging the whole team entirely. So HR developing a particular portfolio for this particular employees, that these are the records of what he has done. These are the things that we think we can do. But what when CEO now think that other people are ganging up against such employees, focusing on the technical aspect of the employee, not the behavioral competencies of the employee, how it has been a challenge for HR. And then even as a result of that, so many HR have lost their job. So how do you think HR have the capacity to drive this?
Okay, so I think the first question, you said, how do you sell a change to a CEO?
Yes.
If you don't believe it is necessary. At the beginning, they told you how for this company, there was a report that said they were spending hundreds of millions of dollars more than their competitors. So you can start that, compare your company benchmark against other competitors in that area and go like, Mr. A has done this, Mr. B has done this, we're lagging behind, and we call ourselves best in class. You know, and then I'll show how, do a value realization plan, show how it's just like project management, make a business case, just make a business case. As long as you can tie it to numbers, you know, and you show that, because maybe the guy is thinking, you want me to invest all this money for me. That's actually a bad rep that change my mind gets. But usually the first scare you out of any project, because I want to change my mind, just for free, it's not just about people. But they don't see the how that contributes to the bottom line, which is why I have that value map, so you can just show clearly. So once you can tie it to numbers, I think you can tell anything. Then what you were saying about toxic employees. So, well, I think as HR, it's your responsibility to maintain culture, a certain culture in the organization. So what you could do is, because that kind of thing sets a bad precedent in the organization. The organization may be saying it values respect for the individual, then it's now promoting people that employee that may be delivering results, but not delivering what we call value for the organization. So try and channel your argument, whatever, from the culture perspective. And then, yeah, that's what I think. You can channel from the culture perspective, then you might be able to get the buy-in of the figure. Does anyone have yes?
So how do we get the presentation slide?
I think they're going to email it. They're going to email it. Okay, all right, thank you very much.